be the Roman Reigns of the women's division. She was like, oh, whatever, congrats. Like, I just want you to be my friend. Now I'm coming back to get you and all this.
I'm going to look you eye to eye and say congratulations.
And Becky Lynch, that stone cold killer, steely-eyed, just kept up in the ante and wouldn't take no for an answer. First, she said, wait, what was the first thing she said? She said,
wrap the title around my waist. Raise my hand.
Yeah, raise my hand. She's like, just raise my hand. And Charlotte was like, no, I'm not doing it. She's like, it's all right. No, I didn't want that. I want you to put the title around my waist. She's like, no, I'm not doing it, Bex. And Becky was like, you're right. I didn't want either of those two things. She's like, I want you to call me the queen. And I about lost my damn mind.
Is that the most humbling thing you could do as a wrestler? Having to wrap a title around someone else's waist?
I think it's like a power trip thing, to be honest with you.
Oh,
it's like prison, how you assert your dominance over other people.
So Becky's just asserting her dominance. I mean, she's the champ. Everyone should be bound down to the new queen.
I completely agree to you. The queen is a title that does not belong to someone that doesn't have a championship. Like, who does Charlotte think she is calling herself the queen without a title? Like, good grief.
Becky should file a petition where Charlotte's no longer allowed to say she's from the Queen City. She's now just from Charlotte, North Carolina.
From Charlotte, North Carolina. People are going to be like, well, that's really weird that she's named Charlotte from Charlotte. And they're going to be like, yeah, that's kind of dumb. And then she's going to lose a lot of her MO. And Becky's going to be like, this is all part of my evil plan.
Yep, maybe. Hey, did you see the one sign with Becky Lynch? It was Becky 316.
Becky 316 says, I just kicked your ass.
We should make those t-shirts.
I want them already.
We should make them right now.
All right, done. They're done. They're custom ink. Already printing them.
They're in the production file right now. All right, that was SmackDown, I guess. Anything else you want to add about SmackDown before we move on?
I want Becky Lynch to call Charlotte a bitch every week from now until the end of time.
Becky Bad Lynch.
Becky Bad Bitch Lynch.
Ooh, that's a good name. Can we trademark that?
It's already done.
How are you already doing these things?
I'm a great multitasker.
All right. That's SmackDown. All right. It's time for a new segment. We're calling it Headlines. So this week for this segment, we're going to dive into the big headlines in the wrestling world. So I'll get it started with the first headline, and then we'll just make our reactions. So first one, the Matt Hardy retirement. Did you see it, Walk? What'd you think?
I think that it's probably about time for him to retire. He looked like he'd lost a step recently, especially in his last couple of matches. But obviously, always sad to see one of the greats go. He's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer, along with his brother Jeff. And very, very sad to see him go, but very, very happy for the career he had, and wish him the best.
Yeah, pretty, not sad. I'm ready for him to come to... I want him to make the announcement in front of the live audience. I mean, he might not want that, but that's something I want. All right, next headline.
We all know it's all about what Mike wants.
Hey. It just means a little more. Maybe he'll get inducted to the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to the next one. All right. This one's a smaller headline. Some people are a big 205 Live fan, but 205 Live officially moving to Wednesdays. For one, I like it because it gives you the Mae Young, followed by the 205 Live and NXT. It just gives you a little more entertainment during the week. Spread your week out for wrestling. Gives you more wrestling.
Yeah, I agree. They're not going to be. It's not going to be live anymore, so they should stop calling it 205 Live. But I don't hate the fact that there's a nice little 3-hour slot on Wednesdays with 3 pretty good shows back to back to back. So.
That's probably good for 205. They can add a few more segments, a few more backstage stuff that they pre-record, and they can just edit a lot of stuff and make it look a lot better. Really get some storylines going. Really work on it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I might even start watching it now because I try to watch NXT every week. So I might even start watching 205 Live now since it's just an hour beforehand.
All right, let's get into the next one. This one's a little sad. So reports are coming out. Jason Jordan, he might be done with WWE. He might not be able to ever wrestle again. The neck injury is a lot worse than they anticipated. And he's currently working in backstage roles. What do you think?
I could see him doing something backstage. I don't really know that he would be. I think if he came out himself and kind of announced that like the injury was like something that he was going to keep him from wrestling, like people would kind of like be like, oh, well, that kind of sucks. Like, but I feel like if he just comes out and is like, oh no, like, or if he doesn't like, nothing, he doesn't say anything, it just kind of like appears backstage. People are going to jump back to their reaction of like kind of hating him, to be honest with you. So
I think it'd be pretty cool if him and Kurt, first father-son GM duo. It'd make for some funny segments.
Yeah, I kind of thought when Kurt Angle became manager, we were going to have more funny backstage segments than we've had, and that's a little disappointing in my eyes.
I am enjoying Constable Corbin as the GM.
Constable Corbin's dumb.
I love Corbin, but whatever. That's for the Raw. That's for Raw. All right. Here's a big one. So PWI reported that WWE held a meeting with Impact Wrestling's at WWE headquarters.
Yeah, that's interesting. But the main thing it was not with regards to sale of anything like that. So recently, with respect specifically to a lot of the Mae Young competitors and AJ Styles, WWE was working with Impact to get some of their video library to show on WWE Network. So that's probably what this was more of in reference to.
Yeah.
Not the actual sale of Impact or their video library or anything like that. But, still newsworthy, obviously.
It's pretty interesting. I'm sure the whole intent was probably for the video library. I don't know what else they would be interested in, unless they're trying to plan some crazy all-in event.
I doubt that. I just don't see that happening. WWE's not about to do that.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. I wish it would, but that'd be pretty cool. Maybe like a Cruiserweight Live 205 thing with TNA, maybe. Or Impact, I'm sorry, not TNA. Alright, we got two more. So Batista wasn't invited to SmackDown 1000. Kind of disrespectful from WWE.
Very disrespectful from WWE. Aren't they? They were supposed to be advertising him for the show, and they didn't even invite him, I think.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on. I heard Batista always has such nice words for him, he's always saying how he wants to make one more run. So I don't really get it. Unless they're just pulling our chain, Batista's really good at acting. As you've seen, he's a mega movie star now. Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, Avengers. He could be yanking our chain, but I don't think it is. It's pretty weird.
Yeah, I know. I think it's kind of upsetting, and I don't understand why he wouldn't be. But, whatever, man.
All right, last one. Alexa Bliss, injured, said something about her arm, couldn't compete in Mixed Match Challenge tonight. Is it a storyline? Is it real injury? What do you think?
No, I definitely think it's a real injury. I think it kind of... So my original thought was that this was going to affect how far Braun Strowman was going to go in the Mixed Match Challenge. But now that we've seen the first episode of Mixed Match Challenge for this season, I kind of think that they're just kind of doing a one-for-one swap of Ember Moon and Alexa Bliss, and they're basically going to stick with their guns and keep the storyline and season how they had it playing out. They're just going to have Ember Moon as opposed to Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, I heard Alexa could fill back in for Ember, but I don't know if they're going to do that. I don't really know what they're doing with Alexa. They might be giving her a little bit of time off.
Yeah, it might just be time off. She might come back in a month or so. But
she has that Trish Stratus match. They might just making sure she's fully ready to go for that.
That's true. I forgot about that.
All right. Well, that was headlines. First time doing it. Well, we can use some work on it, make it flow a little better, but hey.
Yeah, absolutely. If we missed any headlines, drop us a line at TablesTLP on Twitter and let us know what we missed. Let us know what else you want to see us talk about next time.
All right, last segment. Let's do it. Monday Night Raw. Walk, you want to start us off?
Yeah, sure. We'll start with the opening segment with Roman Reigns, Constable Baron Corbin, Braun Strowman, and Paul Heyman, ? Very chaotic, very disorganized. Kind of felt like this was just a last-minute thing where they wanted to use all these people and put them in. They had a bunch of different ideas about the way things were going, and someone was just like, let's just put them all together, throw them out there, and see what happens. And I was not a huge fan, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it followed the recipe of, all right, so we're either going to throw Corbin out there first, Roman Reigns out there first, or Braun Strowman first. And it was a little strange. I mean, it set up the Saudi Arabia event, Crown Jewel, not Juul. It's Crown Jewel, like a jewel. I'm just making sure the kids don't get confused.
Yeah, big distinction.
All right. So anyway, I thought Paul Heyman was not that great in this.
Yeah, I didn't really understand what he was trying to, not what he was trying to say, but the point he was trying to get across. I didn't really I don't know. I didn't get it. I wasn't feeling this one really. I really wasn't.
The only thing I liked about this was Baron Corbin telling everyone they suck, and I just want Baron Corbin going around the whole locker room telling them how much they suck.
That was Braun Strowman, not Baron Corbin.
Did I say Baron Corbin? I meant to say Braun Strowman.
Yeah, it was Braun Strowman, not Baron Corbin.
I know that. I meant Braun Strowman. All right,
Mike.
Let's move on. Oh, and then I guess that set up the Baron Corbin for the WWE Championship later in the night. I hope Baron Corbin just puts him in a WWE. He puts himself in a situation every night where he can just be the champ. So just keep giving himself title chances.
Is he gonna? If we're gonna see him do a redo of the Braun Strowman post WrestleMania where he just carries both tag team titles with him at all times?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Win the tag titles as one man.
Yeah. I also think he's trying to force himself in that faction of Strowman, Dolph, and McIntyre, which I don't really know how that's working, or if he's just kind of just supposed to be a heel GM, so he's obviously likes them.
I think that's more of what it is that it's just heels being heels, doing heel things.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Next match, we had the. I guess it's stemmed from. I guess it's a longer term rivalry, but it stems for Hell in a Cell. Them just fighting on the Hell in a Cell forever. We never know if they ever got off the cell. We finally got our answer. Drew McIntyre and Dean Ambrose finally showed up at Raw. They got off the cell somehow, and they had a match. What do you think, Walt?
I thought it was a good match. It was kind of a cool teaser of a showcase as to what these two could do in a long-term feud. I think it was kind of a reminder of how good Dean Ambrose actually is and can be. And then just, I think it's a showcase also of how damn dangerous and just how fucking good Drew McIntyre really is. I mean, when that dude finally does get put into the title scene, especially the Universal title scene, I mean, good grief. He's going to put on some great matches, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was just another match. It was a good match, yeah. McIntyre's he's one of those other guys. I'm ready for him just to get that championship run. It's a matter of time before he gets it. He's a superstar. He has the look. He has everything about him. He has the great move set. He looks like a champion. He's got the charisma, the attitude. That's about it.
Yeah, I feel like he would, as good as he is now, I feel like he'd be even better if you give him a purpose and a direction. If you give him hey, you're going for the big one now. This is your white whale. Then he's just going to be.
I hope they don't make him turn on his group and try and get him to go face, because I can't really imagine him as a good guy.
No, not at all.
I just can't imagine. I hope that's not the route they try and play with him for him to get his first championship. He's just gotta be kind of dominant, just kind of become the leader of the. I guess the leader of the faction, which could lead to Dolph Ziggler maybe becoming a face. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just thinking. All right, let's move on. We had Dan Gable, the glorious Bobby Roode. They took on the Ascension, and we got to see Gable just being glorious, doing Gable things.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's really all you can say about that.
And that's about all we'll say about that, unless you got something to add.
No, nothing.
All right, let's go to Undertaker. Undertaker showed up. So John Cena's been calling out the Undertaker for months before WrestleMania, and Undertaker just shows up nilly-willy, out of the blue, because WWE's going to give him a big paycheck for Australia. Triple H gets his attention. Undertaker comes out, says, hey, Kane's going to be in my corner. So now we're just going to have a 2001 rematch, or 1999, whatever it is. Kane, Undertaker versus HBK and Triple H.